It was supposed to be a joyful day. Music filled the air. Laughter echoed across stone courtyards. Families gathered. Friends embraced. A wedding. In ancient Galilee, weddings were not a few short hours. They were days of celebration, days of feasting, days of honor. And yet, in the middle of joy, disaster was quietly unfolding. Not a storm, not a sickness, not an attack. Something worse. The wine was running out. To us, that may sound small, but in that culture, it meant humiliation. It meant shame. It meant the stain of embarrassment on a young couple's first memory together. And on that very day, when celebration was fading into anxiety, Jesus chose to reveal who he truly was. But not on a battlefield, not in a palace, at a wedding. Only days earlier, several men had begun following Jesus. Andrew, Peter, John, Philip, Nathanael. They had heard him speak. They had watched him walk. They had begun to believe. Now they were traveling north, back toward Galilee. Their destination? Cana, Nathanael's hometown. A small village tucked into the hills. There, a wedding feast awaited. Jesus' mother, Mary, was already present. She seemed comfortable, familiar, perhaps a family friend, perhaps even helping organize the event. It was a happy gathering. But beneath the music and movement, a quiet problem was growing. Mary noticed first. She always noticed. The servants whispered to one another. The wine jars were lighter. The celebration still had days to go. Then came the realization. There was no more wine. Panic rose behind closed doors. How do you tell guests there is nothing left to serve? How do you protect the dignity of the bridegroom? Mary turned to her son. She did not make a speech. She did not dramatize the situation. She simply said,
"They have no wine."
A simple statement, but layered with expectation. Perhaps she had carried questions in her heart for 30 years. The angel's words, the shepherd's visit, the prophecies. She knew who he was, but she had never seen him act publicly. Now she looks at him and waits. Jesus responds carefully.
What does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come.
It is not harsh. It is not disrespectful. It is clarity. His mission is directed by heaven, not by human timing. Yet Mary does something remarkable. She does not argue. She does not insist. She turns to the servants and says,
Whatever he tells you, do it.
That is faith. Quiet, confident faith. She leaves the matter in his hands. Nearby stood 6 large stone water jars used for ceremonial washing, each one holding 20 to 30 gallons. Heavy, cold, ordinary. Jesus looks at the servants.
Fill the jars with water.
Not a dramatic instruction, not mysterious, just water. The servants obey, bucket after bucket. They fill them to the brim. No space left.
Now draw some out and take it to the director of the feast.
Imagine the servant's hesitation. Water to the master of ceremonies? But they had heard Mary's words. Whatever he tells you, do it. They dip into the jar, lift the cup, carry it. The director receives it. He tastes, and something changes in his expression. Surprise, confusion, then delight. This is not ordinary wine. It is rich, full, better than what had been served before. He calls the bridegroom over.
Everyone serves the fine wine first, and when the guests have drunk freely, then serves the cheaper wine. But you have saved the best until now.
You have kept the fine wine until now. The bridegroom smiles, completely unaware of what just happened. Only a handful know. The servants, the disciples, and Mary. Water had become wine. Not gradually, not symbolically, completely transformed. This was not a spectacle for crowds. It was not announced from rooftops. It happened quietly. But it was the first sign, the first public evidence of divine authority. Creation itself obeyed him. The same voice that once said, "Let there be light," now spoke over water, and its nature changed. The disciples watched carefully. Andrew, Peter, John, Philip, Nathanael. They had believed, but now their belief deepened. This was not just a teacher, not just a rabbi. Power flowed from him. Yet notice where he chose to reveal it. Not in Rome, not before rulers, but in a small village, saving a young couple from embarrassment. The King of Heaven cared about their joy. After the feast, Jesus, his mother, his brothers, and his disciples traveled to Capernaum. No parade, no public announcement, just quiet movement. But something had shifted. The disciples now followed him not just with curiosity, but conviction. They had seen glory hidden inside simplicity. They had seen compassion expressed through power. They had seen transformation begin, and they would see far greater things. It is striking. Jesus' first miracle was not dramatic in scale. It did not stop a war. It did not raise the dead. It preserved joy at a wedding. Why? Because God cares about what we call small. He cares about embarrassment. He cares about families. He cares about celebration. And perhaps the deeper lesson is this: before the miracle came obedience. The servants filled the jars first. They carried the water first. They obeyed before they understood. And transformation followed obedience. Mary's words still echo across centuries. Whatever he tells you, do it. That is where miracles begin. Not always with thunder, not always with spectacle, but with trust, with faith, with quiet obedience. And maybe today, somewhere in your life, there is an empty jar, a shortage, an anxiety behind the scenes. And the invitation remains the same.
Check again.
Fill it.
It's gone.
Trust him.
Quick.
Do what he says, because the one who turned water into wine still transforms what is ordinary into something extraordinary. And sometimes the greatest glory appears in the most unexpected places.